can't be fighting on social media.
Yeah, you can't be fighting on social media.
Well, that's a good lesson in any event.
I also have videos of her saying certain things.
What is this video you have?
You had my other cousins was tagging me into videos that you was talking about me, and that people was texting me, telling me that you was talking about me. No, you've done this.
This is what's wrong with the social media.
So as his car came up, struck me.
Well, I can tell you the truth, Your Honor.
Rules are, if you get hit from behind, you don't want to be so close that you hit the car ahead of you. By the time we stopped, those cars were gone.
Plaintiff Jamal Temple is suing his cousin for $3,500 for intentionally interfering with his opportunity to appear in the Miss Montgomery drag pageant and emotional distress. Defendant, Deanyanek Simmons, says it was the plaintiff's own social media post that got him disqualified from the competition. She says
Raise your right hand.
she owes nothing.
Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. All rise. The Honorable Judge Jerry Springer now presiding. Good morning, Judge.
Hey, Najee.
Case 71 on the docket, Temple versus Simmons.
Let me see what we have here. We have the plaintiff, Mr. Temple, and you are suing your cousin, Ms. Simmons, for $3,500 for getting you kicked out of a drag queen competition and also for emotional distress. You were kicked out of a drag queen competition. How'd that happen?
She intentionally caused me to lose a business opportunity and also threatened me continually and harassed me on social media. The drag queen competition is a drag queen. You know, I do shows, I get paid to tour. Yeah. Well, when you win a drag queen, you have to run. And during your running, you're not able to be arguing with no one over social media. You're not supposed to be posting explicit content.
Is there a specific competition you were entering?
Yeah, Miss Montgomery, Alabama.
Do we have a picture of you? Okay, so that's very nice. Yeah. Okay, so you're entering this competition, and one of the rules for entering that competition is you can't be fighting on social media.
Yeah, you can't be fighting on social media Okay.
Well, that's a good lesson in any event.
Yeah, when you enter a pageant, you're supposed to be labeled as a leader. You don't supposed to be arguing with nobody back and forth.
So what happened?
Well, she inserted herself into a situation that she had nothing to do with. She started coming in and posting things about me on social media. I have evidence right here.
You started...
No, I can write a status, and he just assumed that it's about him. I wrote a status that it was quoting the Young Dolph lyrics, and I have it right here.
This is the status that she wrote before I went live and defended myself.
You're basically saying that he's gay. So you got upset that she put on the internet that you're gay.
That's not even the point, because with that being said, you making fun about me being gay, but if you want to be honest, we both LGBTQ in the gay community. So with that being said, what makes you different than me?
Why is this a surprise? You're entering Miss Montgomery, you're entering this contest, and she's happens to be saying that you're gay.
I didn't do it, saying things about him. If I was relating anything to him, I would tag him, and he know this.
So this was a remark about who?
That actually was a song I just put in my own lyrics, and you can see right here.
Well, if you think it's...
I also have videos of her saying certain things.
What is this video you have?
The video she had saying that she was coming to Atlanta. See, this is stuff, if she wasn't talking about me, then why you so upset? And then you had my other cousins was tagging me into videos that you was talking about me, and that people was texting me, telling me that you was talking about me, and you did, because we had a prior. I know you've done this.
This is what's wrong with the social media. I mean, you know, honestly, this is crazy stuff.
But look,
So what did you say that was threatening to him?
I don't know.
What do you think she said that is threatening to him?
She said she was coming to Atlanta. It's a video. She said she was coming to Atlanta.
Let's see the video.
I'm finna ride to Atlanta, bitch. Get up real quick. Hot, bitch. Made a real girl win. I'm gonna beat his ass. I'm gonna beat his ass up. When he doing his little drag show, he gonna be coming at them, punch his ass out.
What's going on there? What are you saying about why? Seriously, why are you driving down there to beat him up?
Because he was saying he was gonna come to Birmingham Friday and he was gonna fight me and my cousins.
Tell him why. Like I told you earlier, I went live based on the fact that she was writing statuses about me.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
And you are?
22.
I want to get down to what you're suing her for. You're suing her for two things. One, you're suing her because you think she has cost you the opportunity to be in the pageant and to win the pageant. And that was, what, $3,500?
Yes.
Now, what was the other part of your suit?
Well, she don't
The
understand
emotional
this.
distress.
Yes.
Here's what I'm going to do.
Can I explain?
For me to give you the award of to make her pay you $3,500 because she has ruined you winning the Miss Montgomery. I love your confidence, but I can't award you $3,500 on the assumption that you were going to win. For 30 years, I've been trying to win an Emmy. I got none. And I got a lot of confidence. So now,
I was not able
so I can't say you were gonna win, and therefore you lost that win, and she should pay you $3,500.
I had a pretty good chance of running and winning at that because it was only 2 other people, and I was top ahead of them. And on top of that, you made me lose. I supposed to came down that Friday to do a show.
Well, I have an idea on that issue. Next year, you enter the contest. And for the months before you enter the contest, stay off the social media then. If you guys can't stop yourselves from arguing, and I know that this is how you communicate, I get that. But there is also another world out there which you're now finding out. It could have consequences when you want to step out of that and go into the world which says we're running an official contest. That's a consequence of it. It's a consequence of not just you guys, of every kid in high school, every kid in college, every kid, people in their 20s and 30s. They write stuff thinking it's really cool at the moment, and then all of a sudden later on in life they apply for a particular job. And every employer starts looking at what your history is. And those histories are going to come back to bite you. They do. It may not be fair, but it's the real world. That's what happens. How many careers are ruined because somebody found something in your social media history? That's a lesson from this. And I'm not going to make her pay $3,500 on the assumption that you were going to win. Based on that, case is dismissed.
Remain at this thing.
I feel like we both learned our lesson, and I wish this don't happen again.
Something wrong with him. He's sick still.
Plaintiff Scott Manke claims the defendant was using his cell phone while driving on the highway and hit his car from behind. He's suing for $5,000 for car damages. Defendant Corey Moore says that he was not using his cell phone while driving and that it was the plaintiff's reckless driving that caused the accident.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
This is case number 156 on the docket, Manke versus Moore.
And welcome to both of you. Let's see what we have here. We have the plaintiff, Mr. Manke. You are suing the defendant, Mr. Moore, for $5,000 for car damage. Tell me about it.
Your Honor, I'm here today to recoup my costs from an accident with Mr. Moore. It occurred roughly January timeframe.
Yes.
Also want to kind of send home to this kid and the rest of his kids, as I have kids myself. I want to put the dangers out there. I want to highlight the dangers of distracted driving and the irresponsibility of driving without insurance, how that can harm others as well as yourself. So I really want to highlight that.
Okay, so what happened?
While I was driving home from work, again, back in January, I was commuting home. I entered the highway. As I merged on, I noticed the defendant's white Grand Cherokee in the far left lane. As I approached him and was passing, I noticed he had his phone up onto the steering wheel. He was looking at his phone.
That's a
and
lie.
he's kind of driving along, got off to the shoulder a little bit, and continued on. I got off into the right lane, continued on, pulled well ahead of him, what I thought was well ahead of him. I think we have a little animation.
Why don't we go to the board, and then I'll give you a chance to show you.
Yeah, for sure, because it's not the truth.
So
You can stand right here.
I'm the black car here.
Okay.
So we have an intersection here to where we have, it's really kind of a difficult one, but as we come off, we have a lane that merges out here, and then this lane continues, merges over, and then has another exit. So
Okay.
it's kind of a double exit at
This is
exit.
Wisconsin, right?
Yep, this is Wisconsin. So as we're coming along, I had come in, and this traffic was slowing down as these people were cutting in. As I stopped, as you see here, as I came in and stopped, as this car was stopping, I stopped, kept my distance, so I didn't want to run into anybody. And as I looked up, I saw Mr. Moore coming in fast, heard his brakes locked up. That's when I looked back up. I had no room to get over on the left-hand side because there was traffic. And I had no room to get over because we had the shoulder. And usually I try to keep that for the person that's flying up behind me. I say usually because I went through the same scenario the night before, only a little further up where we didn't have the guardrail.
You're saying the defendant then hit you in the rear of the car. Do we have a picture of what damage was done to your car?
Yep, and that's my car right there. So as his car came up, struck me, glanced off as he went over towards the guardrail. I don't know if he hit the guardrail or not, but
Well, I can tell you the truth, Your Honor.
rules are if you get hit from behind, you don't want to be so close that you hit the car ahead of you.
You have to keep distance.
So I kept my gap.
So you didn't hit the car, you weren't pushed into the car in front.
I did not. I had enough gap by the time
That's a lie.
we stopped, those cars were gone.
All right. Now you tell me what...
Your Honor, let me show you the truth here. So I'm
Yeah.
on my way to work, you know, doing my thing, listening to music, watching out, and all of a sudden out of nowhere,
Did you have a cell phone?
No, I did not. I did not. I had a cell phone, but it was on silent. It's on safety mode. I have it so I get no disturbances at all. What happened was there was some traffic going on, but all of a sudden out of nowhere, he comes up swerving, driving crazy, and then clips the front of my car, right? Which leaves me not much room to stop, and then he hits me, right? So there's not much that I could do. I stop, water goes flying everywhere, like there's not much I can do. You know, I had to swerve off to the side because as you can see, there's nowhere else can go except for on the right. And he ends up, you know, hitting me. You know, I'm trying to be the responsible driver here and make sure I'm safe, and himself, I get out the car, making sure he's taken care of, and he comes out screaming, yelling.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a police report?
We do. I have a police report if you'd like to see it, Your Honor.
That's also the damage that he caused to my vehicle.
Okay, that's your vehicle.
Correct.
And you're saying you're saying he was coming from the left, so he clipped the front of your
Yep,
car.
I was in the right lane.
That's interesting. Can
Okay.
I show you the police report?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I'll give it to him. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. So, if I may,
Oh, yeah, let me just read this.
Okay.
Look at the police report here. Unit 1, that's you. We're traveling in the right lane. Traffic was slowing.
Not true. Not true.
This is the police officer. Hold on. Unit 1 was traveling in the right lane. Traffic was slowing, stopping in front of them due to regular traffic congestion. Unit 1, the plaintiff driver, started to slow for the slowing traffic. Unit 2 driver, that's you, was following too close and was distracted while traveling behind Unit 1. Unit 2 driver stated he looked down to pick up his water.
No.
And this is what the police officer said you told him.
the police don't
And
listen.
when he looked back up, traffic was slowing, stopping. Unit 2 was unable to stop in time and rear-ended Unit 1. So according to the police officer, there is no question that you hit his car from behind.
Well, I would say were the police there to see it. No.
it's interesting enough that he's questioning the law enforcement itself. The first responding officer
What is that supposed
is
to
the
mean?
father of his best friend. First, the officer came up, approached, talked to him. They talked for a while. The officer then comes over to me, and the officer says, "This is a friend of my son's." He says, "So I've called another officer. That way we can make sure this is all above the board and this is all fair."
Okay.
And I was in agreement with that. I had no problem with that. At that point, the first officer also told me that Mr. Moore was uninsured.
No.
Is that
I told
true?
him no.
Are
I
you
told him,
but are you uninsured?
I have insurance. I just didn't have the card on me.
According to Progressive, he was not insured until the accident happened around 5
Okay, but
o'clock.
like,
He
are
was
you
not insured
progressive?
until
Are you
5:30,
progressive?
Which
That's
would have been when the officer had responded.
Not true.
Do you have
Insurance
any
card that he has-
evidence of the insurance?
Not on me, but like I said, I do have the mobile app.
It is
That's what
also noted that he is an uninsured driver in the police report.
No, not true. He must think he's Flo from an insurance company, but you know.
You're
on.
an awfully creative writer. I hope you have a good career with it. But
I have a
if I
great
could refer
career.
to one of your earlier
Thank you.
writings, Wednesday, March 20th, 2019, 4:01, you had responded to me saying, "I fully, quote, I fully understand. I am at fault, but the amounts you shown are steep. this is what I can afford currently. And this is before we brought it to court, Your Honor. I had worked with Mr. Moore to try to come to some sort of agreement. I understand he's a young man and he made some bad choices.
Okay. I want to look at that.
See,
and I
this
also,
is-
wait, I also have here the Wisconsin Motor Vehicle Crash Report, the violations. And you got a violation for 1, inattentive driving, and 2, operating a motor vehicle without insurance. That is on the official police report. I don't have anything
I'm not
else
sure
to
how
go.
that happened, but like
And
I said,
then you wrote to him, "Hello, Scott, this is what I can offer as far as payments. I can pay $50 a month because currently I am not working. The amount I would be willing to pay is $4,000. So, what I have before me is an accident that took place. I see the photographs, which by themselves could support either side. By that picture, it could be you swiping him, or it could be him hitting you from behind. So the photographs don't make a clear decision for me. What does finally move the balance here, based just on evidence, which is the police report, which is pretty strong, because I've seen police reports where they're not sure. He says this, he says that. This police report is very clearly saying that you are in the wrong. Where the estimates of the damages.
Estimates. I do have estimates, yep.
And you're saying that the total loss,
The lowest estimate in there, I believe, is around $6,300.
the most this court
$3,900.
can award is $5,000. So the rest,
And
you have to eat
Yep,
the rest.
I understand.
But the court finds for the plaintiff in the sum of $5,000.
Thank you, Your Honor. Biggest thing I can send home to everybody is we need to be insured. We need to stay off the phones. It's just as simple as that. There's too many risks out there. Thank God there was no bodily injury to any one of us, and we all survived to do this another day.
The lesson that I learned was to always make sure you have enough evidence to show somebody, what's going on as far as the actual accidents.
Thanks for watching. Now please approach the bench. The way I look at it, you have 2 options here. Option A, watch more Judge Jerry. Option B, watch more Jerry Springer. The choice is yours. Now get out of my courtroom. You have more clips to watch. And don't forget to subscribe.